Yo ho ho! What's going on, boys? This is Grim Reaper bringing you One Punch Man, chapter 154. Podcast discussion. um, these last few chapters at the end of the year here have been crazy. It seems like we're even gonna get one more chapter before the year's over. This is not 100% certain. There are some hints out there. I haven't checked his Twitter lately, but if that's the case, we're in for it. This chapter had some cliffhangers in it. This chapter was definitely a transition chapter, so I'm hoping that we don't end the year with something like this and then have to wait 2 or 3 months for the next installment. If that's not even going to be the case, I'm hoping that we just start off right. Just running hard in January with another chapter, but who knows? This is the transitional portion. So, with that being said, chapter 154 was spectacular. We got the culmination, the climax of what we've been seeing and expecting from King for a while. I guess Chad Emperor was really right about this secret technique that King had. And then we also get to see Garou. It just leaves me speechless. Like, is this real? Like, is Garou really this strong? Is there a jump here, or is this jump way too drastic? Like, was Garou? Does this mean that Garou, the Garou that first fought Bomb right now on the surface, was he strong enough to beat all these heroes if he made it through Bang and Bomb together at the same time, one after another? Like, or does it mean that, like, after defeating Bang and he started scratching his face and his face broke off just above his eye, that Garou is like several times strong enough to beat these cadres like this? Who, I don't know. Hopefully these other opinions that we're about to hear will give some contrasting opinions, will shed some light on the reality of the scenario. Because there's more to discuss before we get into what they believe, though. Like the video, subscribe. One Punch Man Podcast is a collaboration amongst several YouTube creators. So check out their channels. Their links are in the description, where they upload where they upload reviews and reactions and other sorts of content about One Punch Man, but not just One Punch Man. If you want to support the channel as well, you can, like I said, like the video and subscribe, but join the Discord. There, it's free. You can participate in reading chapters, discussing chapters with the community, and staying in the atmosphere of One Punch Man in general. So without further ado, let's see what y'all boys thought.
Uh, I feel like I might be the contrarian on this podcast and just with this chapter in general, because I am very mixed on it, to be quite honest. I'll get into the reasons why for that, but yeah, I'm not. I definitely don't think I'm as hype as everybody else is with this chapter.
I guess that makes me the contrarian to the contrarian, because I really love this chapter. It was funny. It had everything. I did things I didn't expect to see. Like we obviously got from Garou and Bang. We've got like the Hell Ultimate Fire, Motion Cannon, Work It, and that ending is an ending I've been waiting to see for years, where Garou and Saitama genuinely come face to face. No like excuses or anything. These guys are starting to really know who each other are. No, I really enjoyed this chapter.
I enjoyed bits and pieces of this chapter, but there were other parts I really didn't like. So I'm a little bit mixed on it as well. I think maybe same with Satsuki, maybe even the same parts. But yeah, there were parts which were obviously the Saitama and Garou kind of catch up first. Well, not even first time seeing each other again. I really liked that, and I liked elements of how King was kind of just shitting his pants all the way through the chapter. But then there are other parts which we'll get to, which I'm not so sure about.
let's begin. It's interesting that you guys are gonna say, I guess, pushing this whole contrarian like narrative. I heard that from so when the chapter came out, I think it was on a Friday, and I didn't get to it till Saturday. And I have to avoid Discord and go into the Cooked Lounge. That's the spoiler free section whenever the chapter has been released. First thing I see before going there, though, is somebody saying that they hated the chapter. The chapter was booty. And then by the end of the night, I hear somebody else commenting about it, saying that the only people who didn't like this chapter were webcomic readers. So, though we're going to go to the chapter page by page and scenario for scenario and discuss as we usually do, what in particular is the issue?
They got us, Sundown. The jig is up.
This is why I always read the chapters late, because I knew what was going to happen.
This nigga.
So was the question why we didn't like it?
Yeah.
All right, Satsuki, you want to go first, or should I?
Like it's several things. Like if like going through the first thing, okay. We saw Platinum Sperm smack damn near everybody. There is no reason why it should be conveniently the person who can survive that hit gets fucking brutalized, whereas Ian, Atomic Samurai, and Puri Puri just get smacked. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I hate using this word, but it's plot armor.
What could you explain clear, like elaborate?
Because if Platinum Sperm went for the swipe that killed, like this is like looking at this blow, this would kill any person. This would kill any person. And obviously, a lot of these heroes have durable bodies and whatnot. But it doesn't even look like this attack that went towards Atomic and Eon was even meant to kill them in the first place. He just smacked them out of the way. But for some reason, when it came to Zombie Man, it's like, oh, like he's the guy that can survive this hit, so let's make this one brutal. So I didn't like the fact that when it came to him dismissing all the S-Class heroes, one got killed and the other was just other ones who wouldn't survive that attack otherwise if it was meant to actually be lethal just got smacked. I think the easy way
mad that Zombie got no durability. Oh,
that's not it at all. We're talking about Platinum Sperm. Like, Black Sperm's hit would have knocked out Eon's ass like this by just with one Black Sperm. So I don't see how Platinum Sperm just somehow smacks this nigga but kills Zombie Man. Nah.
What about you, Sundown?
So the part of the chapter where Garou bodies people in like 5/10 of a second, so like half a second, and he supposedly, I'm not sure if I hope it's not like a permanent state, but he bodies Platinum Sperm as well. So I was like, bruh.
You mean Evil Natural Water or
no, when Garou punches.
Oh, you mean
Sperm.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he takes him out. So it looks like he's properly, maybe I don't think he's properly bodied either of them, to be fair, because Evil Natural Water, we don't know what a dead Evil Natural Water looks like. But the fact that he even managed to send Platinum Sperm flying was a surprise to me, and not a surprise I was necessarily happy with, just because I was thinking, wait a sec, Garou is just fighting with Bang, and even though all the way through, I think we can agree maybe that he was a superior fighter, especially because he won. The fact that he then went and basically one-shot, for now, Platinum Sperm, and Platinum Sperm was sent flying. I was expecting a lot of stuff from Platinum Sperm, seeing his whole transformation, seeing how powerful he was in his golden form, and he just got bodied by Garou on the run. It's like without even like breaking the sweat. So I wasn't really a fan of that. I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. Obviously, I don't think he's just dead now, Platinum Sperm. But I can't necessarily say that I was a fan of how that unfolded. Funny as it was.
That was definitely the part that I felt the iffiest about, because that's definitely a wider ranging implication for the rest of the series, not just this chapter. I know we were just talking about hyping the chapter up and making you guys seem, or basically ostracizing you guys for not liking certain parts of the chapter, but no, that's two very rad points. In particular, I feel it breaks the scaling. You mentioned that like we just seen Garou fighting Bang and Bomb, and though it didn't look like he was overwhelming them, he did have the upper hand for the majority of the fight. Like it looked that way. You saw that way. He was the challenge in the fight. The reason why I'm saying it's breaking the scaling is because I, for no reason, would assume that beating Bang and Bomb or being able to beat Bang and Bomb would then translate to one-shotting Black Sperm and then just doing that thing to even out your water. I'm under the same, I guess, hope, desire that like they aren't out for the count. That like it was just a hit for Black Sperm or for Platinum Sperm, and that like even after water can't really be killed that easily. So it is what it is. But I'm not so sure that's going to be the case exactly. I got a rushed feel from these sequence of events. It's especially the whole. Really, only the Garou part. The Garou part is what made this chapter seem rushed, as if the storyline is being rushed or pushed forward. Because everything else is pretty much at actual speed. Like the whole, and that's I guess that's the difficult part. Like we're in a situation where the leading part of the storyline is how King is going to resolve this issue, and coincidentally, King resolves this issue with Garou's actions. So I guess we're resorted to like discussing or contemplating, is there any other way that like King could have overcome that problem and it still have been like protecting his cover and still look badass? I'm not saying there's no other possible way. I'm sure that like the community can come up with a multitude of different ways in which King could have overcome that obstacle and still been fine, still had the same cover, and even still gotten the same amount of cred. But that's what it's tied to exactly. Like I almost feel as if they have to be alive now. Like Platinum Sperm and Even Out Your Water have to be alive in order to not break the continuity of the storyline. And I'm not saying there's a plot hole. I'm saying that like it's gonna be one of the first few parts of One Punch Man that actually feels rushed. Like the rest of the story feels cohesive, as if like it's all put together aside from the whole redraw debacle that we had there from like 90 to like 120 or whatever. But besides that, we've been on fire the whole storyline. This is the only part that feels like that.
Platinum Sperm has to like in my mind it wasn't like even clear what exactly happened. Like from that panel alone, it looks like obviously it looks like Garou hit him, but it also in a way you can kind of perceive it as like he jumped. Like it's a very weird panel because you don't really see him directly hit Platinum Sperm. Like
So, as
go
someone who
ahead.
did, I'd like as someone who I really did enjoy this whole sequence. I don't think in any way Platinum Sperm is out. I don't think he's dead. I think that kind of punch that Garou threw, that kind of reaction. The only time we've seen people similar like react to that is like when Saitama punches them and they go and they get sent flying. I don't think
Yeah,
Platinum
the
was.
joke shit. Yeah,
Exactly. It's not a serious punch because like especially if like a built at like when a monster dies in One Punch Man, there's like a very clear death, and if Black Sperm just gets sent flying off screen and that's it for Platinum Sperm, like that's I really think, despite I know like they really like to do these kind of things where they just one shot monsters, I don't think they would do that for Platinum Sperm or Evil Natural Water. Like Evil Natural Water mostly because the eyes are still there. I mean, we don't really obviously know how to kill Evil Natural Water because we don't know. There's not like a solid body. I really don't think either of those two are down. I think it's just a quick attack, and to justify it, like Platinum Sperm was focused on King, the strongest man in the world, about to use his ultimate attack. So last thing he expected was Garou showing up crazy fast, punching him, and immediately like send him flying.
Yeah. I agree with Matt in that sense, and I personally believe that this is setting up like maybe even a cooperation kind of tandem battle with Garou and Saitama versus Evil Natural Water and Platinum Sperm. Or maybe it's even Saitama watches Garou versus the two of those, and then kind of decides whether he wants to join in or not, depending on whether he deems Garou as kind of a human character or a monster. So that's kind of my headcanon, or where I think it's going to go. So I do think Platinum Sperm and Evil Natural Water should be alive.
Evil Natural Water is the one where I can see the story going in either direction, because the way he was kind of forgotten and had to be re-included in the redraw already shows me that his importance can't be, he can't be that valued if he was forgotten.
It's like Flashy.
It's not like Flashy, but
Yeah, that's why they took him out of the story and put him with Saitama and Blast, two of like the most important characters in the story.
Because he's useless.
Go back to sleep, please. I like Sleepy Grimm.
But like, even Vomited Fury, I don't even think for certain he's down, because like we've seen him like get turned to like pools of like acid and sludge before he's built himself back up by like sucking himself up. So I think there's a chance he could come back too.
Wait, what?
But I kind of hope he's dead though. Like, I'm hoping out of all of the, to kind of show that differentiation and kind of class between Evil Natural Water, Platinum Sperm, and Vomited Pure Ugly. I'm hoping Pure Ugly is dead and the other two are alive.
I might say that, looking back at the panel where his corpse is just kind of
Yeah.
Cool. I think he might be dead.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure about him either, to be fair, because like I feel like with him especially, he would go out like talking shit or something.
See,
I don't know.
Originally, what I wanted to happen was like he meets Saitama, start making fun of being bald, and then just bam, you know. That's what I thought was going to happen for his final death. But
in general, I think this is the same for any of these characters from now on. They have too much invested into the story, or have done too much to just be like one shot or taken out like nothing. It's the reason why I feel so strongly about Gums. And imagine any of the rest of these heroes like multiplied several fold. Like Homeless Emperor, for as quick and as unexpected as his death was, it didn't feel wrong. It didn't feel like it was wasted. It didn't feel like a bad death, especially because we got a huge story plot in it within itself. So I think that Garou beating Fear like he did does take away to an extent. But we also have to build upon what Garou's going to be capable of now. Because if he just sits there and lets Bang like get fucking melted to shit, like what is that really gonna do for us in this as a character in the story? Like, not much. Like, oh, you just let Bang get killed, you really are a monster, you don't care about anything else. Like, okay, we already kind of understood that, we already kind of get that. Like, he's a monster, he can't be stopped. If Bang is down, then there's no real moral hope now. Like, all you can really do is Saitama's Taka no Jutsu, or rely on his non-killing rule or whatever for humans. That's really it that we have right now. That's why I'm saying that, like, I want Fear to be dead, because I think there was more weight if he is. But that whole scenario was still spoiled or ruined by the fact that Garou then went on to like body or one shot Platinum Sperm to water in the same instant. Like, him doing that to those two is what pushes the power boost out of proportions. If he would have just one-shotted or smacked the fuck out of Fear Ugly, maybe even left him alive to get another sequence in, that would have been badass. Because then he would have overcome the issues that we saw Fear Ugly present previously before. The same issues that guys like Darkshine or Atomic Samurai couldn't overcome. And then we could use that as a strong comparison for those characters, or where they were at that point. Because I don't believe that any of us is expecting Darkshine to stand back up and be relevant in terms of power right now. He's pretty much out of the picture, just like Zombie Man should be out of the picture.
We know about Darkshine. We know. I'm like the more I think about it, I'm a little also not too pleased with like how Evil Natural Water's fights have gone. Like it's kind of weird. Like his first appearance is probably like the best fight he's gotten because like even though he wasn't dealt with, he like his presence felt so menacing. And I know we're dealing with S class heroes with the whole confrontation with Darkshine and now or not. He's S class level, Garou. Like I felt with his powers, there would be a unique way to deal with him, but these niggas are just punching him.
Yes. That's why I'm so mad about the whole black sperm thing. Like, you got rid of the FAS, a cool ass badass technique that only one person had, only one person could even do to make it to where you can just punch him and then that's how you just punch him good and then he'll be popped. Fuck out of here. What?
I just need a more unique way for because I remember we were talking about like who's the strongest S class or not who's the strongest cadre, all this and whatever, and then we got together we were like, how are they going to deal with Evil Natural Water? Even the whole stuff with Child Emperor, why I didn't like that. It kind of felt easy that he just froze him. At least that was a unique way to deal with him.
Yeah. That was cool. I love that shit. Came out of nowhere because you don't see Child just freezing every monster. Like he froze the nigga. Oh shit, that shit really worked, and it actually stopped him. Like, and then we actually got to see how Even Natural Water dealt with that, which was even more badass. He used the oil from the like that. It was I agree 100%. Even Natural Water was menacing. It was menacing as fuck. Maybe it was because of who he was fighting, but he was going through the whole ladder gauntlet aspect that all the other badass monsters, the iconic ones, went through. Like Deep Sea. Who else went through it? Garou himself, bro. Even Natural Water should have ran through everybody, bro. He should have been the slow creeping threat amongst the entire battle. Nigga, just the puddle to the ocean should have been happening the entire time. And it should have been Eon warning everybody like, hey, help me fight this puddle. It's going to turn into the ocean. That would have been badass. Having that going on in the background. And then having, once Even Natural Water gets a little out of hand to where Atomic got to pay attention now, it's too late. That would have been badass, but he still has great potential if he's around.
Hey yo, Grimm, like listen to this headcanon. What if Evil Natural Water was still involved with the samurai and all of that, Atomic, all them boys, and like he absorbed someone's blood and he was using the iron in their blood to like forge these water-based swords. Like what don't you think that would be like some cool shit?
Nigga, you just say that Even Natural Water made water swords from niggas' blood?
Yeah,
Bro,
iron swords from blood.
bro. Nigga, Eagle Natural Samurai, but a nigga would have been balling niggas, bro. Oh,
Natural
shit.
samurai. Okay.
Nigga, that would have been cold, bro. Nigga. Y'all seen how fast he reacts to Garou, right? High key. Even Natural Water is the fastest cadre in the series, aside from Boros, and he's not even a cadre monster. Out of all the dragons, Even Natural Water, but what's up? Panels disagree.
Maybe. I mean, it's more like he reacted to the hostility, and obviously that's fast. That's fast reaction time. But that's more like a natural sense he has, rather than just being like, "Oh no, this guy, like he's immediately spotted him. He's like, massive hostility, get him."
Oh no. The reason why I disagree, Matt, is because Even Natural Water looked at Garou, or Garou looked at Even Natural Water. Even Natural Water looked at Garou, and then while he was speeding, he then blasted his ass. So this was some, go ahead.
No, he just looks so goofy. Evil Natural Water looks so goofy. It looked like they put like some googly eyes or like pudding or some shit. He just looks so goofy. Just looking at him like, damn, you really hit me with that shit? I don't know why that made me laugh looking at that panel.
Fucking beast, dog. Shit, I guess let's go through the chapter then. So yeah, let's go that way. Platinum sperm. I know we touched on it a little bit about the whole wasted potential. What if Platinum Sperm is dead?
I don't even want to, like, honestly, I don't even want to entertain that, because you
Yeah.
He's
I
not
would
dead.
be beyond disappointed after all the hype. Like, it's not even what the story gave us. After all the hype the community gave us on Black Sperm, and then we barely saw Golden Sperm. It would make it seem like these transformations were utterly useless, because Black Sperm as an entity with those powers of splitting and splitting and splitting was way more intimidated and dangerous than the problem Golden Sperm and Platinum Sperm gave us. If it was just dealt with a single punch, that would be so disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's gonna get punched by, if he's one punched by anyone, it's Saitama, and like I doubt they'd use the build up like that of Platinum Sperm just to build Garou up into suddenly like a one punch monster like Saitama is. But if anything, like it's mostly because like after the build plans, but if Garou has a fight with someone who's been built up like that, it's gonna be a fight. They're not just gonna build up Platinum Sperm for all of a sudden like Garou to one shot him like that. It's I can't see that happening.
One Punch Monster. We renaming the series.
We can do, sure. If Garou one punches Saitama, then that's the name.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of them. I seriously doubt he's been one shot and killed just with that one punch. Yeah, that's pretty much the end all be all of it, really.
So, I guess it's a good time to touch on this point. Not only in, I guess, my overall opinion and like how I've been talking over the past few chapters, but as well as like in Discord and just in general. I, for no reason, had any belief. I even fought against and debated against the idea that Platinum Sperm or Garou would be able to one shot the heroes on the surface. That's now happened. Obviously, this is about them being exhausted or tired, but I was still under the belief that Atomic Samurai would be able to push out the stamina that he needed to, like everybody had before. Case in point, whenever Tatsumaki brought up a bunch of individuals to the surface, they were in the middle of dire fights. The whole bow aspect or plot point was basically saving them, saving all these different heroes in these perilous situations from their fights getting worse. They weren't necessarily going to lose, but their fights were going to get worse if she didn't interfere. And they get to the surface and they're all fine. Pooty Pooty looks fine. Zombie Man's all healed up. Atomic Samurai has like, if that one scuff mark on him, like they look completely fine. So I was expecting that this lull in the combat that they had, where King's taking the attention of everybody, that would be Atomic Samurai's chance to regenerate and then present another instance of a threat for Platinum Sperm or whoever else it may be. In particular, Garou, because I almost wanted him to finish his hero hunt, but that seems to be no longer possible. Were the heroes disappointing to you this arc in regards to like how it's turned out right now? Like, well, let me ask this first. I guess you guys can answer both together. If they're disappointing, and are they out for the count or are they coming back?
I think they're out. I can't, like, at this juncture, the monsters that we're fighting right now are Garou, Platinum Sperm, you know, if of course he's still up, Evil Natural Water if he's still up, and possibly if you're ugly, he's the only one that I feel like the heroes could still be utilized with if he's still alive. But like, these are monsters that are out of their class to I can't see them posing any type of threat. So if you're going to take them out, you might as well just have them out of commission with Garou just or not Garou, Platinum Sperm doing his thing and just clearing them out for, you know, this confrontation with King. Like, I don't even know what Metal Bat is going to do now. Like still fight the little detachment of black sperm? Is that what he's gonna do? So yeah, I feel like their role is pretty much done, and it's up to like the top tier people, Kane, Saitama. You know what I'm saying?
Flashy.
It's crazy.
Were they disappointed? No. I think, as you know, the kind of tier that was set up for us before this whole arc started was, you know, like S classes can beat demons, can't necessarily beat dragons. And obviously, like we know that the higher tiers they can hold their own against dragons and beat dragons. So the fact that like all the heroes, like this was a challenge above them, and that was what was set up when they started to meet the cadres. Was like, you know, they've got to step up. They've got to do that, and not all of them could, but a lot that they all tried. But I can't say that the heroes are disappointing when everyone at least had like a moment to shine. Because when we've got people like Tatsumaki, Genos, Atomic, Flashy, Charlie, I like just off the top of my head, like they're the ones who really like stepped up and showed what they're made of to battle like dragon level threats. Are they out for the count though? I want to say yeah, mostly because of Saitama showing up. Because if they see what Saitama's doing, then that's like a big aspect of the story that's become like common knowledge. That like if all the S class heroes know about how powerful Saitama really is, then why does he jump up? He might jump up to S class after this. But like it's always a thing that no one could be around when Saitama's doing his thing unless you actually know or someone's meant to know. Very few people do. So I think they are not disappointing, but I think they're out now. And I think when they wake up, probably the monster's going to be everywhere and King's just going to be standing in the middle.
So I think, first and foremost, I'm not disappointed with any of the heroes. I think they've all done a badass job so far. And they've been fighting like Matt said, they've been fighting dragons and they've been really, really pushed, even defeated in some cases. So there was never really going to be, to make this as exciting as it has been, there should never have been any other kind of way the story has gone. And then in terms of whether they're out for the count, I'd like to think so, yeah, because I think, for instance, with Atomic, he's had a couple shots at a couple dragons now. He's fought Black Sperm, has been thrice. And then he's been in scuffles with a couple others as well. And then it's the same thing for like Darkshine, Genos, Tatsumaki, all these guys. So I feel like they've really had their moment in the spotlight and they've really shined. But now it's time for the big guys, like Satsuki was saying, Saitama, maybe even Garou, to really put in the work. And I mean, Amai still hasn't shown up, so we don't know.
Oh my god,
we don't know whether he's coming back.
No.
Amai's coming back, guys.
No, I'm not mad that he mentioned him, because I feel like if You're Ugly is indeed still intact, then that could still be a fight. But I'm just mad that like we mentioned like the big boy stepping up, and then we gotta fucking talk about Amai. Oh my god.
Yeah, because for me, like the one thing with Amai, just to bring him up now, I feel like it would be a wasted opportunity, a super wasted opportunity, to have him show up in this whole arc, do his little thing where he just murdered humans, then come up to the top on the surface and get bodied, and then have no relation to the story or no influence on the story from that moment forward. I feel like that would be a huge waste. Or maybe it's showing the difference in the disparity in strength. But then Amai's meant to be the gatekeeper. He's meant to kind of technically be S class. He's meant to even be above maybe some of the low S class. So I want to kind of see a bit of that, and I want to see him put in that work. But I don't want it to be against Fear Ugly, because he got issues with that guy.
I want to see how his reintroduction is going to be. Is he just going to pop up like as some type of monstrous creature, or is he just going to pop up like that's my problem with him, like not doing anything else this arc? Because if he doesn't, and if he's still alive, then like is he just going to pop up like everything was good, like he wasn't split in half? And just be like, all right, back to my modeling gig.
Well, that's the thing. I guess it's all about like how they want to play it. Like either way, when Amai shows up again, we're all going to be asking the same question: what's up with Amai? And if we want to see like a more monstrous side where he just like demolishes someone, we're gonna be like, okay, what's going on with Amai? But if like he does just show up like very casually, like after all this is done, like he's like waiting out there with like the other like support team, you know, and then he's like, "Hey guys, what took you so long?" And then we're like, "No. You literally got split in two.
Yeah.
We're not just going to ignore that, am I?" And then he just goes off like, "Oh, got a concert, bye."
Damn, I was really hoping that, like, because when you were saying that whole thing, the only thing that was coming to my head was when Amai's face cracked down in when Dos S attacked him. But no, yeah, this nigga got split in half in front of everybody. So you can't just like not have Amai show up until the end. He's gotta like come back out. Damn, bruh.
Yeah, and then the issue there is if he's not against someone like Pure Ugly, the only two really left are Evil Natural Water and Platinum Sperm, and maybe Garou. But I don't think Garou's going to be played like that. So then is Amai going to be against one of those two, Evil Natural Water or Platinum Sperm? But those two are kind of like what we're seeing is the pinnacle of the monster association at this point. So it's like, will he really come back against one of those, or combined against one of those, like working with Saitama or Garou maybe? I have no idea how it's going to go.
Above his pay grade.
I mean, where's Rover?
Where is Gyo?
Good point.
Where is Psychos?
Bro, we're at the time period. We're like, it's starting to get to that time. Like, where the power levels of the people that just came to the surface are completely different now. So this is what I'm talking about, bro. This shit seems rushed. Like, I was expecting Rover's return, Psychos' return, and more people to come back up and show up to make a difference here on the surface before Saitama arrived. And now he's just here. Like, the thing is, like, I was always expecting for Saitama to arrive at an unexpected time period. Not opportunistically when we needed it. I was not expecting Saitama to show up for King. I wasn't at all. I really wasn't. I was like, King's probably going to have to find a different way out of this. Because there's too many good things in the surface for Saitama to just come in and clean it all up. Like, we had to see, hopefully, Platinum Sperm prevail, or, like, actually be a serious obstacle in his Platinum form. Because, like Satsuki pointed out, we just saw, like, what, like a punch or two in his golden form? Like him tanking a Atomic's like solar form or whatever. Like, it wasn't that much. So we're just gonna throw away his platinum form like that. Like, we still have Flashy. We still have Amai. So I could see them like with their final effort, like going after Garou or something like that, or going after Platinum Sperm and getting killed one shotted, or beaten in one shot or whatever. But
I just thought about that with the whole tangible like speed feats we got from Garou, like considering that he got, he kind of dismissed all these cadres in record time. Because I remember Matt talking about this last podcast, and I don't think I got to chime in on it because I thought it was a good idea. Like how we see Garou fight a multitude of different opponents. Like we saw him fight against pure brute strength against Taint Top Master. We saw him fight against, like, I guess you can say, like, the pinnacle of durability and Dark Shine. We seen him fight against Espers. We seen him fight against Rover. And Matt was talking about like how like he's going up against different type of opponents, and it'll be interesting to see him go up against a speedster. So I'm wondering if what happened in this chapter is to kind of set up a Flashy Flash versus Garou, and then it'll be a battle of speed, and I'll be unlike anything. Speed always comes into fights, but that'll be a little different for the type of fights that Garou has.
See, that's the only reason I can think of that why Saitama doesn't get involved with Garou now is if like Garou's like, it's S-Class Flashy Flash. Oh my god, he's here. I can take him on, That is and he's like, oh, this guy, I think I've seen him before. That's the reason I can think of Saitama not getting involved in this. And then maybe he goes and fights Platinum or something.
You don't want Atomic to wake up, girl. You don't want that, bitch.
Oh my god.
That nigga cut him in half, man. Nigga, that's why that's why. Oh,
we were just having like a genuine like, okay, so we could go this direction with Flashy and stuff. And Grimm's like, but Atomic though. It's like a scale, mate. It's like he's got a scale in his hand, and when it goes too flashy, he just puts his hand on the other side of the scale, slams it down for atomic.
You already know, gotta balance that bit, bro. Y'all niggas is out here getting too creditless with it, bro. Like, Flashy who, bit? Stop. You mean the nigga who got disarmed by a low dragon? Stop.
What do you expect them to do? Just sit there?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm expecting next chapter is they're right there in front of him, right? Let me look at this panel real fast. I'm pretty sure the panel was like Garou with his mouth open, looking at Saitama and Flashy. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, look, his mouth is open, his eyes are wide, looking at Saitama and Flashy and shit. Like, damn near, it makes you think like, oh, Saitama knows this is, oh, that's Saitama, ain't it? Or Garou knows that that's like Saitama.
To be fair, I think it's more about like the black portal showed up out of nowhere and they just jumped out of it.
That's
you're like, what the fuck?
Garou's still like, nigga, what? Right.
Hold on.
He's not going, oh shit, it's Monaco, you know?
Monaco in the data book, bitch.
The secret cadre.
Nah, but like how to put this? The last individual who we saw, who I think fits the category of what you guys are talking about, is Darkshine himself, right? Where the association holds him in high regards for that one attribute, for the durability attribute. Well, it's the same instance for Flashy. I can agree that, sure, aesthetically it's gonna look fucking like that thing, bro. Like, nigga, like, what do you think I'm here for, bro? I'm here for the drawing, bro, for the art, bro. Like, I'm expecting it to be that thing. I'm just saying, what are we really supposed to be expecting here? Like, because even we saw even Natural Water could do, right? One reaction, and then Garou just went off. Are we expecting Flashy to present that much of a better threat than that?
Yes. And not necessarily a threat, but just a different type of threat for him to deal with. He doesn't have to be on par with Garou in terms of strength, but speed, like speed of that level would be a different thing that Garou has to deal with. Now, I hate saying that because he's dealt with fast opponents, but this is Flashy Flash. Like, this is the it seems like he's going up against the pinnacle of some aspect in somebody. And obviously Saitama is the pinnacle, truly, but
you know Boros is faster than Flashy Flash, right?
That nigga dead.
Okay, alright.
Oh no, wait.
Nigga dead. You're not gonna fight him. I'm not worried about him.
Alright.
But okay, but
just be like, Boros, show yourself. Just cuts to his grave.
No, but I'm just thinking about this too, Grimm. What has been the theme of Saitama fighting all these high class monsters, these cadres and whatnot, or not cadres, but like, what has been like the common element in all of them when he's dealing with monsters of this caliber?
You tell me.
The common element is that he doesn't have witnesses, and if he does, we already know who it would be. It would be King. The fact that Flashy Flash would be a witness to Saitama and Garou's fight makes me believe it won't happen. And Metal Bat is looking on as well. He's not really in the function, but he's looking on as well.
Okay, so nobody saw Saitama versus Orochi, right? Would you compare Saitama versus Orochi to Saitama versus Boros?
Yes, because
In terms of what? In terms of what?
In terms of power. You're on about.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes. they're both opponents that we don't even know if the heroes would have made it out of without Saitama.
And then one of the big things about the Boros fight is Saitama sympathized with Boros because he was like, I get it. Like, you know, you're strong and you can't use that power. Let me give you an enjoyable fight, you know?
I'm saying it because if we're expecting... I think, how to put this? Like, I get it's a different challenge, but it would be as if Garou's fighting Bang again. Like, Garou's a Bang, or Flashy's a Bang level challenge. I get that he's a pinnacle of speed in that aspect, but like it's not. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Like, it's not as big of a threat. Like, Flashy's title of like I want to say fastest because there's faster people in the series in every aspect. They attack faster and they run faster. But like,
Okay.
But Grimm,
Boil's not running faster than Flashy.
but Grimm, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't need he doesn't need to be of Bang's like power or anything like that, because like with Garou's fight you learn something about Garou in terms of like how much he's excelled in a certain aspect. Like us getting the A class heroes versus him showed him like you can jump this man, he's going to figure it out. He had to deal with a multitude of different attacks and skill sets, and he was able to figure it out. With Dartshine, he was able to get through his durability, not completely because Dartshine was still, moving and whatnot, but he was at least able to shake him to his core. And Flashy Flash would be another thing which would show us like, okay, now he's, even though we, kind of already think this, now for sure he is among the fastest of the fast in this series. Like it's just that hallmark in each of these fights.
I'm just saying the accolades that Garou would get from overcoming Flashy as an obstacle are equivalent to the accolades he gets from overcoming Bang as an obstacle. So I'm saying like,
I think with Bang is even more. I think beating Bang is way much more of an accomplishment than beating Flashy in terms of speed.
I'm not. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I get you. Yeah. I'm not saying that Flashy's as strong as Bang. I'm saying that like the feat of beating somebody like Flashy in regards to speed, like using your speed, is comparable to beating Bang in regards to his fighting style, in my opinion, because Flashy's so fast.
Yeah, I think what the Bang fight is more to it than just that. Like I said, like getting that hallmark victory is story elements to that. Like with Flashy Flash and Garou doesn't really have a story to it other than Garou wanted to be a hero hunter. Like that's really the only thing story wise with it. So I think the Bane thing is more than just the whole overcoming him. But as we said last podcast, that kind of showed us that he is the master of these techniques that Bane created, was able to dish out. So this would be a like I said, just a show of now he is one of the fastest of the fast guys
it would complete the pinnacle. It's like what Satsuki said before, like, we know like he's got the speed, he's got the technique, he's got the power, he's got the will. We know he's then got everything, like truly everything, and he's ready to fight Saitama.
Think of it like one of those stat wheels where it'll show you like this diagram, and you'll have the shape where you have like strength, durability, stamina, speed, all of this shit. Like we seen Garou max out damn near everything, but beating Flashy Flash would max out his speed in that diagram I'm thinking of.
Almost.
Yeah, we like obviously like Saitama is that guy. He's that guy.
Until Atomic wake up, man.
Oh my god.
Grimm, we're not talking about Atomic.
The nigga finna get cut in half! He finna get cut in half, bitch. Stop it.
Conscious.
Oh my god.
Just for
where will it end?
See, first Boils was dead. Now, if you're unconscious, you still can't do anything either, bruh. What you gonna say next? Oh, this nigga's behind the rock, so he can't stop him? Fuck out of here, bruh. Atomic will cut that nigga in half no matter where he is, bitch. Stop the cap.
But we're not talking about Atomic versus Garou. We're talking about Flashy versus Garou.
I'm just letting your niggas know, bitch. Beating Flashy ain't that thing, nigga. It's niggas faster than Flashy.
Oh. I can't. I'm like, I was about to say something. Like, no, I was about to say something, but the way I was about to phrase this question, I know how Grimm is finna answer it.
You already know, bro. It's probably the question we ask every single day whenever somebody joins the server. Ask the question.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's do it. What if Garou were to fight Atomic Samurai? Let's just say hypothetically he beat him. What would that show us in terms of like what he overcame. Like what like beating Atomic is, that's pretty great, but if you already beat Bane, then like what are you showing with that victory?
Nigga, speed, nigga. Who attacks faster than Atomic, Ben?
That's exactly why I didn't want to say shit.
Nigga, who attacks faster than Atomic, Ben? Okay. Fuck out of here, nigga.
So let's go back a sec. Okay. Sonic has been all about speed, right? We know ninjas are all about speed. That has been like the one consistent thing they are proud of is their speed. Sonic was very proud of his speed. The two, Hellfire and Gale, they were like, oh, we're crazy fast. We're even faster than Flashy. And then Flashy was the fastest out of all the ninjas, right? So in terms of a group of characters all about speed, we go Flashy's the fast one. Like, he's the fast out of all of them. He's the fast one. He's the fast character to look out for. Not saying Atomic's slow at any point in that sentence. I'm just saying Flashy is the guy who has been built up to be, okay, this guy is very fast. That's why we're saying, wouldn't it make sense for Garou to fight Flashy? Because Flashy is all about moving fast. And that would fully just complete Garou's move wheel. Yeah?
Let me ask you a question, Matt. Well, a series of questions. Do you remember that chapter where...
I swear, if one of them is Atomic versus Flashy, I'm going to go. I swear, I don't have to do that. I'm like, you guys enjoy the podcast. Go on. Carry question.
You remember that chapter where Atomic unsheathed the Sunblade, right?
I do. Yeah. Very cool. Atomic was very cool. I want you to remember that. I really like that.
You remember like the panel right after that when he like cut it, right?
When he cut which what? Well, he cut a lot of things that chapter.
When he yeah, that's right. Yeah. When he cut the spirit bomb.
Okay. Yes.
Do you remember how many like? Do you remember like what it looked like? Like, was it cut in half?
It was cut into many pieces, yes.
No, Matt. No, Matt. The first panel immediately after he unsheathed it, the spirit bomb was cut in half.
Okay.
Do you know what the panel after that was?
Go ahead.
It cut into confetti. Mm-hmm. So, once again... It doesn't matter how fast or how much buildup this character has for being quick. We've just seen panel after panel after panel, from casual to bleeding to full power to Sunblade, of an individual attacking one time, but in actuality, he attacked you a multitude of times. Are we to pretend that like every single time that Flashy fights, we get to see the perspective of him attacking, but never for Atomic? Couldn't it just be that Atomic really does attack so fast that it looks like he attacked you one time, but he really cut you so many goddamn times? To me, that seems like the feats that Flashy has whenever he's going full power, or the feat that we just saw for Even Natural Water and Garou, is the same feat that Atomic does with every single attack. Because you really can't find a time. He even saved Pig God. He even helped Pig God get into a tunnel by attacking more times than you could see.
But that's like saying when we saw Saitama catch Flashy's sword, and that's saying because we didn't see Atomic, like, we didn't see that, like, Atomic's faster than Saitama.
Repeat that?
You are not seriously taking what I said as a fact. Right?
Bro, no, bro, I'm not considering Atomic Samurai and Saitama speed. I'm saying that the same feats that we're getting for Flashy Flash, as for, oh, hey, he's big fast, the same feat we just got for Garou, I'll make it even point like that. That's the feat that we get for Atomic every single time. Every attack, it's that. It's just that we don't get a clock in the corner to time it. But that's literally what Atomic does every single time. He attacks that fast. I'm not saying that Flashy doesn't have the whole title of, like, you know, fastest S-class hero or whatever. I'm saying that in the manga, almost every other chapter, we see an individual who attacks as fast, if not faster than Flashy Flash. Casually. So that's what I'm saying, that like if Garou were to encounter Atomic instead of encountering Flashy, it would be the same exact obstacle or threat, if not more so, if not more dangerous. Because Atomic won't drop his blade to kick you. He's going to use that blade to cut you, like no matter what you do to him.
I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
I submit.
I feel like Man, it's like punching a brick wall with this thing, you know? It's like...
That defense, man, and atomic defense, man. ADF.
Oh my god.
All right, let's move on to Child Emperor though. So this ultimate Hellfire Burst Wave Motion Cannon, predicted by Child Emperor. The best sequence in One Punch Man?
Nah. I can't
What?
say all that.
The best sequence of what?
We just saw King literally and coincidentally let off an attack that looked crazy with viewers, credible viewers, combatants, and it was predicted beforehand. It was not only predicted, anticipated, waited for, desired, hoped, preyed upon that he would let off this ultimate Hellfire Wave Motion Cannon. Oh, excuse me, ultimate Hellfire Burst Wave Motion Cannon. When was the last time we got a sequence like that, man?
I think in terms of just like I love all the King moments. I think just like the comedic thing of like him yelling at the attack and then like seeing all the destruction, like that shit was great. But I can't say like best sequence in One Punch Man.
Like,
It was dope.
Did you like it better when Boros arrived in the ship and like Saitama hopped outside and looked at the ship? Like that sequence of panels, did you like that better than when shit King the Wave Motion Cannon and then everybody saw it and then that bitch really blew up like that?
Yeah, I would say so. Cause like that's probably one of my favorite panels in One Punch Man, period, is Saitama looking at the ship. That's just
that's like one of the best of all time, no doubt.
Yeah, that is god like. Not to say it's bad. I think it's really good. I'm looking at the panels right now. I think it's really good. But yeah, I mean I still enjoyed it. Not saying it's not the best is also not saying it's not good.
Because this is like what the hype has been about. Like the entirety of the hype of One Punch Man as a story has been about seeing King fight. He took down Beefcake, took down EC. Now we all here. Like, we just literally got to see his ultimate Hellfire Wave Motion Cannon burst.
Mate, Grimm, you sound like Child Emperor at times, man.
Hey, man, like, because the nigga speaking facts.
Look, man, as the audience, we always knew exactly what was gonna go down. So in that regard, I don't think this was ever meant to be like a scene in that sense of like immense build up, because like we all knew we were sharing the perspective of King in the sense of this ain't gonna go well. But with the Saitama thing you mentioned earlier, that was all kind of, we knew Saitama would kind of come out on top, but the tonality was different as well because all the other heroes had been in difficult positions. The ship was coming down, all that good stuff, and with the whole of like City A, was it A City, got demolished. So I feel like the tonality was different there as well, compared to this, which is just kind of, you know, nowhere near as serious as that was.
I say I'm not sure if it's like the best sequence of panels, still good, but definitely one of the funniest sequence of panels.
Yeah.
Because it's just King being amazing, King doing anything, everyone interprets it something different, and then immediately just King's thoughts on what's going on when he's like, "Again, will they forgive me if I grovel?" You know, just that's perfect. Like, and then of course, like, see, this is why I love. This is one of my favorite things. That's why I love that Garou beat him all so fast. Because the moment I saw it worked, and I was like, "This is genius. This is how King is going to get away with everything, and everyone will genuinely believe he is this amazing S-class fighter." This is like the comedy I love One Punch Man.
Well done, very well done.
Definitely.
Dude, the sequence of King kind of uncrossing his arms, going into like this wide stance before he's like about to grovel. He's like this close to groveling. I was like, man, that was all hilarious. I was off my ass off when he did that, because it's his face as well. How serious he is. He looks like he's about to just demolish someone. He's like, it's my time to shine. And all the while inside, he's like, man, I gotta beg right now.
Wait, two things that absolutely kill me. His ultimate attack, he stutters it out. He's like, ultimate burst where he just like he can't even like say it with confidence. Second, when he looks at his hands after everything happens and he's just like, what have I done? It's so great. And he sits down, he's just like turning his hands around, staring at him. He's like, I've got the power.
He's starting to believe himself at the end. He's like, man, maybe it is me. Maybe I have been doing this all in my sleep.
Quick question. Is Metal Bat not perceiving Garou doing all that a knock against him?
Yo, stop! What is this, bruh?
He was gonna ask that question, man.
Is this like the slander strong niggas chapter bit? like
Bro, like, come on now. It's well documented. Metal Bat is my favorite character in the series. I'm just asking a question because I gotta be real. I gotta be real now. Because you can argue that he probably didn't. He didn't get a good angle, or maybe he didn't like look. He didn't turn to look until that very moment that King yelled out the attack. So I don't know. It just depends on how you look at it, really.
And Flashy Flash my favorite, right?
Oh my god, bro! Come on, man. You ain't gotta lie, Greg. You ain't got to lie.
That's why he's so hard on him.
This nigga
loves you so
much.
He's so passionate about fashion.
Yeah.
Hey, then you gotta be the biggest tsundere in the game.
That's the biggest punch to One Punch Man. If like the ADF actually stands for always defending Flashy.
Oh shit.
Like Murata couldn't write anything that good, and Murata's great with this stuff. I don't think it's a knock against Metal Bat. I think this is just really high caliber stuff. That's all it is. Metal Bat's strong, but this is starting to go beyond Metal Bat.
Man, that's kind of why, like, I feel weird about Metal Bat being in this, because right now, like, this is gonna sound very strange, but I'll explain it. Like, the biggest thing Metal Bat has done so far is be a witness to this. I think being a witness to King's attack is more significant than beating a lot of these like one-off black sperms, because like that's something that we can kind of expect from the S-class heroes. It's still a feat in of itself because the black sperm are no pushover, but I kind of wonder if he's going to have a bigger role than being a witness to this attack, because he doesn't really have an opponent we can respect. Because like I said, this is gonna sound weird because he's still fighting black sperm, but when we think of black sperm, it's black sperm in all of them, not just a couple of detachment. You know what I'm saying?
Satsuki, if you're walking down a hallway, 2 different hallways, and there's 2 different black sperms in each of those hallways.
Yeah.
How many dragons are in those hallways?
1.
Nigga!
You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me with this shit. I'm not, like, I already know where this is going, bro. You're not getting me. You're not getting me, man. I know exactly where this is going, bro.
With Metal Bat being there, it's just the credibility of King. Because obviously Child Emperor can say it's because he's a kid and he's like, oh, King's used his ultimate attack. But when Metal Bat, who is nothing like that at all, is like, no, King's got an ultimate attack. I can verify that he's got an ultimate attack and he blew away 2 dragons with it. It's a different angle that adds to the reputation of King. Also, Black Sperm's dead in the background, right? If the Metal Bat one, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, So he's not really fighting. He's just watching at this point. He can't... I don't know who he'd fight. I'd like Metal Bat to fight someone, but I keep forgetting that he has just jumped out the hospital. So I don't know whether... I think the reason he's not fighting is because he's still not in a great shape to fight someone.
He's going to be playing baseball. He's going to be playing baseball with Evil Natural War's eyes. That's how they're going to beat him.
Man, if they just brute forced this nigga again, oh my god.
There's got to be something to do with the eyes, right?
Everyone would be surprised.
Like it makes with Saitama like just punching people. Okay, this is One Punch Man. We got it. But like everybody else, like damn.
See, I at least get Garou because it's water flowing, rock crushing fist, so it makes sense that like a technique made after like the movement of water could maybe do something with water. But like when like we go back to like Darkshine just like bathing in evil natural water.
Oh, that was so sick. Oh my god.
Mate, he was locked up in a box in the middle of the association because he was so dangerous. And everyone was just punching him and beating him up.
It's fucking. Oh my god, bro. He was supposed to be that thing, bro. The design and everything, and he still has a chance. I was gonna say, like, what about that whole thing about Pig God and his like Latin power or like secret power up or whatever? Like, where there's
Latin power.
I think that's something for the future.
For sure, but it didn't sound like him when he said it. But he's like, "Oh, nigga, shit, let me go use that bitch." Like, it's damn near what it sounded like. So I don't know. There's definitely a lot of things that could have been done here, and this definitely could have been longer. This could have been a longer arc, and I'm not saying the arc's over, but like I'm also not gonna pretend like none of what just happened isn't gonna be like permanent. Like I don't expect the heroes to get back up. I agree with you guys. I'm still up in arms about whether Platinum Sperm and even After Water are gonna come back into the mix of things. I have half a mind to believe that these motherfuckers are gonna try to cut the whole shit short and just have Saitama versus Garou right now. Sure, we're gonna get the full flashy thing, sure, but like,
Yeah, that's
who else?
still a
King?
question. I think the biggest X factor in all of this really is Cycles. Like, what is going to be her involvement with this? With Tatsumaki being laid out, and like I don't know. It still feels weird to me that she hasn't shown up in any of this.
Do you think she'll show up at the end because everything's really dangerous right now?
She has to, for like she's the reason a lot of this stuff. Like Platinum Sperm is cool. Garo's a central figure in this, but I feel like Cycles is the other central figure.
Well, she created the Monster Association. Like she just kind of sat on the sidelines for a while. She's got to do something, but I think trying to justify when she'd show up to me would make sense when like it's all starting to die down again. Like at least when like the big hitters are gone. So maybe when the cadres are gone, she'll show up again because she feels safe at that point. But apart from that,
I mean, she isn't like let's not get let's not get too out of hand. Like she's a big boy too. She's a heavy hitter too. Like
For sure.
She tamed Orochi. She got laser eyes and shit.
Yeah, but does she have laser eyes right now?
Because we don't really know what's happened after she's like defused with Orochi. Like, what state is she in? Like, is she weaker than normal? Is she still like where she'd normally be?
Because last we saw her was when she was like defusing, came out button naked. And that was like after a whole jet fight and stuff like that. So I don't even think she's too close to where they are right now, unless like my mind map is completely off.
Regardless of what it is, there's several players that like we want to come back in. We've talked about this before, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know where Cycles is.
Yeah, it's interesting because like if Cycles is involved in it, I expect Tatsumaki and Fubuki to also be in there just because we know Cycles has a connection with Fubuki. So yeah, it's just I don't know like where her strength would be if she is brought back into the fray of this arc, because we already seen Tatsumaki was able to like brutalize her ass.
I mean, the most sense, of course, is like if she's in a weakened state, does she fight Fubuki? But Fubuki's pretty weak from all the healing she's been doing as well.
Man, if Fubuki is able to fight on par with Cycles, you already know I'm hyping that shit up.
Yeah, I don't want any of that shit, like emotional shit to happen. Like, Fuck out of here with that.
Man, you know you gonna get it.
Man, I forgot you hate emotion, man.
No, it's useless, bro. Like, fucking, like what the fuck did like Bang having these thoughts or these comments about like Garou and like your heart or whatever like fucking mean like.
Mate, he's just pouring his heart out to Garou. Grimm's like, boo!
No. But this goes to a wider point, and I'm glad I actually brought it up because I want to first ask the question, and I'll elaborate upon how I got to the question, so you guys can also use that for your reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes, this is the first time we're seeing monsterification, not monsterization from Orochi, monsterification out front. We've never seen that before. You guys remember Tongue Licker? You guys remember different variety like Game Cerberus, a multitude of different monsters that we've seen. Of instances from, if we reference from what Dr. Genius told us in that conversation with Zombie Man, of the different ways in which a monster or an individual even can become a monster, or even animals, whatever the case may be. Things mutate and change. Emotional distress, environmental distress, contamination, all different kind of obsession, different kinds of things that can force an individual to turn into a monster. We've never, as far as I can remember, we've never seen that on screen. It's never happened. We've only gotten to see individuals after they've turned into monsters. Tongue Licker after his obsession with panties and shit like that. So, or tongue stretcher, excuse me, not Tongue Licker. So, the only thing I can make sense of this is that Bang is trying to, or is having thoughts so that Garou would overcome this monstrification. But what implication does he have that that's the case? Like, you just fought a guy that had a shell over his whole body, and I was beating your ass. Like, what makes you believe that he's not a monster? That he's not already fully a monster? And I get this whole face crack thing here is supposed to imply that. We see his eye open, and at the end of the chapter, we see like the single black circle in the center of his eye. So it kind of gives you the reminiscence of regular conscious Garou, as if he's not sleeping anymore. That's fine. He still has a shell over the rest of his face. So the question that I'm asking here is, and this is also in reference to the whole emotional thing, like the whole feelings thing. What did we just see go on here? Like, is this what it is to be a monster? Like, when you turn into a monster, can you turn back? Does every monster that we've been up to, like, did they actually have a chance of reverting back to humans? Has Saitama been killing, like, partial zombies or partial monsters that had a chance to get back? Should we now be, like, trying to save any, like, crazily mutated monster? Because if we talk to them or give them emotional support, talk no jutsu, quote unquote, that they could possibly turn back or stop the transformation? Now that's the question, right? Because that same question leads into, if Garou's really a monster, does that give Saitama the clearance to kill him? Are we supposed to forget about that at the end of this? Because that's the conversation that we had a long time ago. Like, what's gonna happen to Garou? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna become an anti-hero or a vigilante? Like, what's gonna happen with Garou after the storyline? Because he's a human, and Bang's trying to fight for his humanity. Bang's entire effort, Bang's entire plot in his entire arc has been about fighting for Garou's humanity and taming him and his actions on his own, and not allowing others to do it because others might kill him. So we're past that point now. Bang's on his back. We've just seen monsterization. Answer those two questions. Can any monster be brought back? In regards to monsterization, not monsterification. Monsterification, not monsterization. I know you can interchange those two, because what the fuck does that even mean, man? But the non-Orochi type of turning into a monster. There are multiple ways to do that. Is this the first example that we're actually seeing it? Can you save anybody who's mutating in this manner? And is Garou gonna get killed?
See, I don't think there's any concrete answer. Like, for what I believe, I don't think Garou's going to get killed. But I don't think there's any concrete answers to what you're asking. And I think it's intended to be that way, because it's making us, like you said, question what it means to be a monster. Because Garou already has motivation to be on the villain side. He has the appearance of a monster, or he did until his the shell cracked or whatever. He's fighting a hero, so you can also consider him a monster in that sense. But he's still latching on to the last bit of his humanity, and the hint we got of that is him, still looking at Bang and saying, "Old man," So I think this arc is going to tell us or give us those answers, like what it truly means to be a monster. And by answering that, we'll get the answer to the other question you have on whether or not Garou is going to die. Because if what Garou has been doing makes him a monster, then he's going to get killed. If he can still come back from this and still be a human, or regain his humanity, then I don't think he's going to die.
It's almost like this is why, with this, something obviously we know Garou hasn't done yet, is like fully take a human life. Because we know obviously that was like one of Orochi's things, is like if you kill someone, anyone will do, and then you'll be welcome to the Monster Association. Garou hasn't killed anyone. He's ruined a lot of people, but never crossed that line. As far, unless someone's going to correct me on this. And something, if there was like a line to really say, what's the difference between like a human and a monster, it could just be as simple as, have you killed someone? Because something we've had in this arc trying like shown to us is monsters are like mostly bad, but not all monsters are bad. So like there's mycoplasma and electric catfish, who are two monsters who were shown to be like in love with each other. And they actually ran away from the Monster Association because their whole thing was, they don't want to be part of this anymore. They want to, their love for each other is kind of, that's the reason they're together. They've gone away from this. And also with like characters like Monaco or Oculette, like, Monaco is kind of just a very weak monster in a bad situation. But there's a few times where, she's actually helped out with Saitama and Flashy. Even like, and I guess the thing with Garou is, like we said, like, he hasn't crossed that line, and it's this relationship with Bang. Like the moment like Bang said, "Follow your heart," the first thing he did was with his awakened senses is he attacked the monsters. He could have done anything else, but the first thing he did was, okay, he attacked all three cadres. So what it is to be a monster, I think, is more along the lines of, I'm not saying like every monster is redeemable, because certainly not. But like even like a monster like Phoenix Man, like we obviously knew his backstory, and it was really sad. Obviously like he got screwed over by his boss, and he didn't do anything wrong. And then that's kind of, but in return, because we learned about his backstory and we know he necessarily didn't do anything bad on that end, he's alive now still. But we also know there's monsters who, like the one I think it was like the police side chapter story, like Purple Plum or Sour Plum or whatever his name was. His whole thing was, he got pulled over drink driving. He hated the police for it, so he went in and started just trying to kill all the police officers. And it's the difference between monsters who are there because they want to be evil, and the monsters who kind of, it's like what we said, like, monsters who've been put in bad situations, like Garou, like Phoenix Man, like a couple of the others. So what I don't think, with all the build up for Garou, unless like he kills someone, I can't see him dying. But if he does, I mean, like you said, it's all about this relationship with Tario. But if I had to try and give an answer to, like, the emotional stuff about monsters, I'm not saying every monster can be saved, because not all of them deserve to be saved, but there's a chance for monsters. And like there's even like one of the redraw chapters is like there are people who are like halfway between human and monster who they managed to save. Because they hadn't fully monsterized. So that's what gives Bang hope about this. Like Fubuki, Bang Bomb meet these guys, these hostages who get saved, and then they end their monsterization. So I think that's the main reason why Bang's like, he can be saved if I can reason with him.
Yeah, I think I agree with Matt. I think it's more of a, and I think they're going to play on this going further forward as well. It's going to be more of a will thing. So like whether you actually, because the whole thing with Garou from the beginning has been him saying he wants to be a monster and he's not on the side of the heroes, but there's always been that conflict within him which we've seen, which is his relationship with Tario, his relationship with Bang, the fact that he hadn't actually taken a human life, the fact that he was only actually going after heroes and not necessarily civilians. I think I'm correct on that one. I don't think he's ever gone after a civilian. So all of those things which really suggested to the audience that he wasn't going down the path of a monster, even though he was saying he was going down the path of a monster. So I feel like there's always been that struggle with him and that conflict with him, and this is kind of the culmination of that, which is more of a will thing. Did he ever actually believe he wanted to be a monster? Did he ever succumb to that side of him in this monsterization form or monsterification form, whichever one you want to use? And I think that's pretty much it. He never kind of lost the will to be a human, and that's why he was in this like sleep state. He never actually became rational or cognizant in this monster form. He hasn't said anything like a string or a sentence, has he? While he's been in this monster form. So I think that's part of it as well. The fact that he hasn't accepted it, and that's why the whole emotional aspect, which Grimm hates, kind of trying to reason with him and bring him back to his senses or knock him back to his senses of don't succumb to that monster side of you. And whether that can be done with other monsters or not, I feel like with monsters who have kind of already succumbed, so they've already become cognizant, they've already accepted their fate. Maybe not the case for them, but if you're in a state where you're similar to Garou and you're kind of in this like sleep comatose state, might be possible.
I I honestly like to see it turn into a plot point to where if we're actually no, I wouldn't because that would get too emotional and we'd get too much talking. But like, if we were to see the association actively take the effort to teach heroes all the classes that when you encounter a monster, there's a chance that you can save it. That would be cool. That can actually like, oh hey, like we can't save this monster, resort to this tactic or whatever, or do this or whatever, like now or whatever, or you can kill it now because you can't save it. Some shit like that would be cool to see every once in a while. But like, once again, I don't care about the emotions. I don't care. I don't care. This is a monster. Why would I mid fight assume that I can save this monster? Like, no, you're killing people. You're hurting innocent people. You just shoot. You just put them down. That's it. Like that's why I'm like, I get why Bang is having those emotional thoughts. I just didn't like that it was positioned in a manner in which it was as if them egging him on, or trying to get him to overcome this monster thing is the reason why he was able to save Bang from fear. Like that shouldn't have been correlated. Like Garou overcoming this monster issue should not have been correlated to Bang getting saved. Bang should have still got smashed, should have still been fucked over from fear or ugly. And then Garou seeing that should have maybe even clicked, or that should have been the catalyst for Garou breaking out of his monster form. Seeing actually Bang get hurt and injured like that by a monster. That should have been the reason why he attacked or went through all the rest of these monsters. But right now, it's hard to say that. I guess you could say that that's why Garou attacked the rest of these monsters because they attacked Bang. But you're drawing straws, like picking at like really, 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 really small straws. Trying to say that. Right now, all we know is that Garou woke up and then he attacked everybody who he saw.
I mean, I would say it's too fine a straw that you're picking at, considering the follow your voice or the of your heart, him then breaking out of his monster form, then doing exactly what Bang said, attacking the 3 dragons, and then even turning around saying, "Oh man." I feel like it's kind of that's as in your face as you're gonna get from One Punch Man, I think.
You're
He did say, "Oh man, I forgot about that." So We've talked about fear. We've talked about Metal Bat's uselessness. We've talked about even natural water being one of the fastest cadres. We've talked about Garou's huge jump in power. Is it time to talk about Blast?
Oh, why would we talk about that bum?
He's never around when we need him, you know?
Mm-hmm. If he ain't fucking with Earth, then hey, he ain't a friend of me.
Is Blast gonna fight here?
Nah.
No.
Like that's why I was talking about like the pit guy thing relating to something maybe later in arts, because I feel like Blast and God are using the same way to where they won't have any conclusion to them. It's just here, like, you know, it's just, you know, it's just showing you future story potential future story elements.
So Saitama
So
ain't doing shit this arc besides beating Garou. That's it. And we don't even know he's gonna do that. And so ain't shit happening this arc.
Wait, say that again?
So ain't nobody doing shit this arc.
What you mean ain't nobody?
Because those are all the resolutions. Like, we have God. People said, oh, he's not getting resolved this arc. Pig God's not getting shit revealed this arc. Gets Garou probably not even gonna die this arc. So is nothing getting solved?
Yeah, the Monster Association's getting stopped.
and plus, if Garou does get beat, depending on how it is, his monster hunt, or not hero hunt, could end here as well. And like that's been a plot line for shit, how long?
10 years.
Seriously?
Yeah. Something like maybe not 10 years. Hang on.
Since like chapter 38, 42.
8 years now. Because it started before season 1 started.
God
damn. 2013.
That's a motherfucking veteran, bro.
8 years, yeah.
Hunting heroes for 8 years plus. Look at that.
By that logic, Ash, you've been catching Pokemon for like what, 30 years?
God damn, bro.
And he's still like what, 12 years old or something?
Yep. That's too old, so now he's still like 10.
Oh.
Yeah, you haven't aged a bit.
Shit. But alright, if Blast isn't showing up, it's useless. Saitama and Flashy Flash.
Ooh. You seen Flashy Flash ass?
You're gay.
No comment.
Hey, bro, we don't judge here, bro. You can eat booty if you want.
Nah, I didn't say all that. I just said, did you see it?
Like, is that a joke, bro? Like,
answer the question, Grimm. Did you see it?
See it?
It's a yes or no question.
Nah.
Well, you didn't read the chapter properly. Read it
Well,
again.
hold on, I got you. Chapter 154, page 34.
It's all right, I'll put it in the Discord.
You see Flashy Flash on all fours, doggy style, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my link broke.
You missing the page?
Yeah. It's not loaded.
Man.
Hey, bro.
Nah, but
that's what he does with those characters. I forgot how many we have, but he has a bunch of those feminine feminine male characters or whatever. Like what do you call it? You got Flashy, you got Sonic, you got who else? Darkness Blade doesn't count, no.
Okamatachi.
What's his face? The pretty boy with the long chin.
Hang on, we're not counting. What's his name below him? Oh my god.
Like Crescent Chin or Narcissus? Narcisson?
Narcistoic.
Yeah.
I
remember what you talking about. Yeah.
We can't include Okamatachi.
But you did not put him in the same league as like Flashy and My Mask.
I mean, no, you're right. He's more masculine with his poses and shit like that. But like, you get what I'm saying. Like, fuck, bro,
Okay.
the way Saitama, especially on cover pages, sometimes be drawing Flashy, bro, just ass cheeks out, or the bulge on Sonic, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, Doug. Like,
Man, fan
who's
service on
reading this
both
manga?
ways, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
like,
You
what,
know
just
what? You
be
know what
what
it
it is.
is.
stop it.
What?
Stop it.
Whoa,
Man, you
What?
can't get the
Let it
Fubuki
happen.
titties without the flashy flash ass.
Whoa, that's not a pair, man. That's not a pair. That's not how that works, bro.
Hey man, it's 2 for 1.
Nah, bro. These niggas like, oh, ham and cheese, flashy and titties. Like, yo, bro. Nah, that's not how it works, bro.
Hey man.
Look, just let the look. Fan service works both ways. Let it happen.
Oh no.
Look, there's loads of shots of like Garou shirtless. You think that's just to show off he's strong?
Yeah, Murata trying to, expand the audience.
Stop it, bro. I mean, there are a lot of girls that do read it. Like, I definitely met some girls that read One Punch Man, but
And they getting wet over Garou.
Even natural water.
That'd be some weird shit.
I just make because
But
he's the water monster, but sure.
I know there's like the slime girl like category in hentai, so maybe there's a slime guy. I don't know.
I think that's just NTR, mate.
Damn.
all right. So this timer.
Oh shit. Oh, never mind.
What's up?
Bruh. Somebody your server faked me out. I seen the Royal Vassal, and then it just said, "When did you become gay?" I was like, "Why's your bot talking?"
Bro,
like, yo.
all week niggas have been changing their names like other people, bro. Like, I got schemed like 3 or 4 times, bro, thinking it was different niggas. Like, oh, nigga, that's not you. Oh, shit.
Bro, I was like, "Why's your bot talking like this?" I was so shook. I was like, "Bro, you got the command to say that?" Like, whenever you say got the gaydar, like when everybody sus, it's like, "Yo, when did you become gay?" Like, what?
Yo, it's gotta be a bot like that, bro. Just accusing niggas like, oh, you gay now, huh? Oh, shit. No, but, all right, back to this chart, bro. All right, so apparently, this is how you're supposed to read that meter: hours, then minutes, then seconds, then I guess 1/10 or 1/100th of a second. It was big fast. Garou did that thing to these boys big fast.
Within half a second, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than flashy flashes and ninjas.
That's true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Let's be serious here. The ninjas weren't that strong of a threat.
Nah.
I
Not
mean,
compared to what we got now. No.
Are we?
there's.
Okay.
I was saying it's still pretty strong, but the whole thing was it was a bad matchup against Flashy. So we already got to see them against the bad. Like we've seen loads of heroes against bad matchups, but they were a bad. But we haven't seen them like against good matchups. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Are we to expect this to be like a fight like that, or it's gonna be a quick exchange?
I feel like well, okay, we're talking about Garou versus Flash, right?
I mean, there's yeah, because I don't think there's anybody else, like unless Pig God magically comes out of nowhere, or like Atomic becomes conscious, or if Genos' arm flops up somehow and then blasts this nigga. Like, I think Flash is the only other person besides Saitama directly in the area. I know Metalbat's still up, so he's gonna have some importance. King's at the top of a hill, so he's probably gonna get noticed soon. But Flashy's literally right there in front of him, next to Saitama. Is he even gonna get a chance to attack? Like, is Saitama gonna save Flashy from getting killed by Garou? Like, what's gonna happen?
I feel like it'll be a quicker exchange than some of the Garou fights we've had, like with Garou versus Darkshine, Garou versus Bane. It'll probably end up being like a one chapter thing, to be honest. That's what I feel, because I think at this point Garou's out a Flashy Flash lead when it comes to strength. So even if he has a speed advantage, I don't see how that's going to fare in a fight with Garou at this point, considering everything he's done so far.
I mean, it's all about like I think the good thing about having like a timer, if they did want to do that, is like we could generally have this fight go on for as long as we need it to, and then reality in like the actual time passed, it could be like 5-10 seconds, and then the whole fight took place 5-10 seconds, and then we've got like maybe a couple chapters. I mean, it depends because in my head, I guess if they do fight, it's very like Netero versus Meruem, where it's like, he's got the overwhelming speed advantage, but of course, Garou beats away from that. So it's just a case of holding him off and for Flashy, trying to find a way to overcome it with the speed, while Garou's constantly improving and eventually getting the speed on him.
I think.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Sundown.
I don't think they're. I don't know. In my mind, I don't think they're gonna fight. So I don't see a situation where Garou would, unless he's still on his hype about like hero hunting, even in this situation.
That's what I believe.
You reckon?
Yeah.
If they do fight you, then yeah, I fully think Garou will showcase the he's just on another level at this moment. His speed is top notch, and then with his techniques, his strength, his ability to grow and adapt on a dime, basically, that'll allow him to smash him. But I just don't see it happening.
So. I guess the black orb behind them is gone. But if it wasn't, Garou versus Blast, go.
Blast.
E.
Nigga, for real?
Yeah, gotta go with the rank number one. Like I said, I think the biggest thing to give Blast is not even the fact that he's number one, it's the fact that he has the respect of Tatsumaki. And I think it goes deeper than just him saving her. I think she realizes how strong he is as well, because I cannot see a person with Tatsumaki's personality just allowing someone to have a spot above her. In Tatsumaki's mind, she is the strongest, but she has an exception, and that's Blast.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Monster Association pose a bigger threat than Boros?
The Monster Association as a whole, yes, I think so. As a whole.
Yeah, they know how the world works more. I think, obviously Boros is very powerful and the ship's crazy. But apart from that, like they've just got they had Melzigard, Glory Bass, and Gary you can shoot. But whereas if they're like the cadre levels the um for the association, like obviously they outnumber them in that regard. We don't really know how many like aliens there were on Boros' ship, but I think just their knowledge of being like, okay, like they had a plan to attack Earth more than just okay, we'll show up and we'll just bomb everything. They had more strategy to it. So yeah, Monster Association.
Yeah, I think I agree. The Monster Association even had the the matchups against certain S class heroes. This is the one you should go against because you would fare well against them, all that type of stuff. And the Boros and his crew, they came down and they were pretty much blind to everyone, didn't know what their abilities were. and just what according to that. So I think in terms of just data, the Monster Association was head and shoulders even above the Boros and his crew.
Alone, could Blast or Garou defeat the Monster Association?
Not Garou, no. Blast, yeah, probably.
Damn,
I don't know what the fuck
Satsuki
Blast
sucking
do,
real
but-
good.
Hey man, if you gotta suck, you might as well be Blast.
Oh man, don't make a shirt about that. That's nasty.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if. I mean, it's like Grimm. When this are we talking like all like back to back 1v1s or like or just like everyone at once?
All right.
Grim, you gonna answer that?
No,
Yeah.
what's the question? What's the question?
So, like in the scenario that you've made, is this like constant 1v1s and they're working their way up the ladder, or is it like everyone at once?
Make this as difficult as possible. The Monster Association at its best. Make the best scenario you can, and then do it.
So, Garou versus Orochi, Psycho, Sairochi, Goketsu, Elder Centipede, Platinum Sperm, Vomited Fury Ugly, Evil Natural Water, Gums. I'm gonna say no. Maybe Blast? I don't know enough about Blast to answer that.
Damn, bro, y'all niggas love Blast. Like, oh, could he do it or not? I have no idea, but let me just say, yeah. Oh, Blast.
I just want to point out, you're the one who made those noises, not her.
that was definitely Matt.
We, in the same vein as us not having evidence that he could do it, you can't really say that he can't do it either. We don't know what he's capable of. All we have is like just real like testimony and just his actual position as the number one ranked hero.
Right. Grimm, you want to know his test? You want to know how powerful he is? Your boy EC ran away from him. That's how powerful he is.
Whoa, bro.
You done brought it up now.
Oh
You done
no.
said it.
Whoa, bro.
Oh no.
Are you implying?
Buckle your seatbelts.
Are you
Am I implying that
implying?
Blast is stronger than Elder Centipede? Yes.
No. Are you implying that the Monster Association is minuscule compared to EC? Oh, damn, Matt. Oh, so bad. So it took EC to run away from Blast, but the whole Monster Association would get plapped and bodied by him? Okay, bruh.
You just
Okay.
can't win. Welcome to the Elder Centipede part of the podcast. This is the part where we're talking about Elder Centipede.
EC held off Blast alone, but the whole association would lose as a whole? Damn.
I mean, we don't know, really, if he held him up on his own.
No, he
Just
did,
oh,
bro.
it's Blast by.
He did, bro. That's what happened, dude. EC was just sitting there chilling and shit, you know, helping the local junior centipedes cross the street so they can go to school. And then Blast came up out of nowhere and shit with just blood pooling out of his mouth, just raging, saying, "Time to kill some kids." And then EC came in there and stopped his ass, bro. Held him off until the kids got away into the school, and then he had to run away because, you know, Blast big strong.
Man, that's my favorite Blast line. Time to kill some kids.
Everyone
thought he was going to save Tatsumaki, really. He just wanted to go kill her when he was in protect her.
Bro, that line when Blast first came in, or when Blast was talking to Tatsumaki, and he was like, "What a cute little sister you have."
Oh my god, bro! Why are you? Oh my god, I hate this nigga, bro. It's all my heart. Ain't no way you framed it in that way, bro. Ain't no way, boy.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
I'm not saying that's not what he said, but ain't no way you framing it like that. We know what you trying to do. We see it.
What you mean, bro? Like,
Come on,
a
man.
blast, a guy you don't even know is coming up saying, "What a cute little sister you had."
Oh my god, bro. Did he take off his shades when he said that?
Nah, he kept them
He had to
on,
get
man.
he had to get a little extra look.
Nah.
Oh my god.
He kept him on to hide his gaze and shit. He licked his lips though a little bit. He licked his lips.
Oh, okay. Man, you got it, bro. You got it, man. You
What
got it.
story? Like, what channels are you doing?
Hey, bro, it's blast, not me, bro. Don't judge me.
Hey, man, listen, I ain't capable of blast like that. He not my boy.
All right, so I think that pretty much covers it, man. Like, we know Flashy's probably gonna get disarmed again and bodied in like less than a tenth of a second. Less than a thousandth.
I mean,
1 millionth of a second, Hakeem.
Like, if the Sunblade's there, he's like, "Oh, well, it's the Super G teams."
Whoa, bro. Whoa, Matt. Were you just pretending right there, bro? Like, what?
Oh, and then he's like Solar Flashy Flash. He's like a Solar Flash.
This nigga said the Solar Flashy Flash, bro. Was that funny, Matt?
I mean, it was because your reaction's pretty annoying.
Oh,
Solar Flashy Flash. Oh my god.
Fucking clown.
He lights up for Christmas.
Oh my god, he's just a Christmas tree.
Top tier cheeks, bro. But that's it for this session. Like the video and subscribe. Like I said before, you can click the links below. And you'll find your way to all these different channels with all these different individuals' videos where they do all different kinds of things at all different kinds of times from all different kinds of places. Join Discord so we can talk. You can tell me if you disagree or agree with any of the ideas that I said or anybody else here said. We can break you down and destroy your arguments with actual facts and credibility. Or we can just talk about who twerks the best in regards to females.
Oh.
Yeah. Or we could talk about Flashy's butt, like Satsuki likes it. He loves those conversations.
Hey man, no, call out this fraud. Hold on. Call out this fraud who just joined this call.
Oh, dirty ass Steve-O, bruh. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, yeah, I can be there tomorrow.
I mean, hey, the hero always shows up at the end, so.
I hate how he just came in here so seamlessly.
Yeah,
Two didn't say nothing.
Like it's normal, but like it's just alright, bro. Like what the fuck? Hey, let me not say that on YouTube.
Yeah, man, I went to sleep late. I'm sorry.
You hear this?
Oh my
Because he was sleeping.
I think it's just time to accept that my schedule just don't work.
Right? This let me not even say it, but we're on YouTube. But somebody gonna do that thing to Steve-O. And I mean in a way that's not favorable.
Right.
What?
Yeah, in a way that involves force and involuntarily.
Oh,
Hey.
What?
And good.
Hey.
And they gonna do it to him good too.
Oh my god.
Let's see
Are
how
you monetized?
He literally just
Yeah, no
apologized for being late. He was like, "I'm sorry, I've got to sleep." And you're just like,
Oh
wow.
my god.
Yo!